welcome to More Than Money. I'm Amos Baskin.
I'm Ari Merifeld.
And today we have Eitan Senders, esteemed businessman and entrepreneur. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We had a couple of miscommunication of things with the name, and now we've settled on More Than Money.
Awesome.
So thank you so much for being here. And what do you think is the best way to making money in 2024 for the younger generation?
Figuring out a trade.
Okay.
Those businesses are always going to be around, and they're not going to be able to be taken over by AI or robots. So plumbers, electricians, the tree business, things of that nature. Those are very good businesses in 2024 and will be forever.
Has AI affected your business in any way?
My current business or the tree business or current business?
Current.
No, not yet. Not yet, but we could get into that a little later if you guys want.
Just like more about yourself. Do you want to like kind of explain to people watching what you do?
So we have a company called Allo Capital Group, which is merchant cash advance. It's an alternative to bank financing. So if somebody needs quick financing, they come to us instead of a bank, because traditional banks take 45 to 60 days minimum to get approval. We are about 3 hours start to finish for approval. So if you own a pizza shop and your oven goes out, and it's $100,000. If you don't have $100,000, you would go to the bank. Well, the bank takes 45 to 60 days. By that time, your business could be out of business. So they would come to somebody like us for quick financing. So we would give them $100,000, and we would debit a certain amount of their receivables to get paid back. So that's what we do now. It's called MCA, and it's very unique because it's another way of quick financing that everybody can use. So whether it's small companies or large companies, everybody is in need of it.
Is that like quick loaning? Is that
Yeah, it's quick loaning. So it's quick loaning. So we underwrite their bank account. We go in and we look at their last 12 months of bank statements. We see what their real revenue is, and then we purchase the receivables based off of the algorithm that we have. And we shoot them an offer of what they can afford based off the receivables.
And is there a lot of fraud in that business? I feel like that would be a common thing.
There is a lot of fraud, but they have we've developed, and they have a lot of systems out there to prevent that. But yeah, fraud is definitely a big thing. They're non-recourse loans, so there's no collateral on the loans.
Right. So we know that you uprooted your business from LA coming to Cleveland. What are some like the pros and cons of that?
Coming to Cleveland, it's very easy to deal with the cities. There's not much regulations here. So when I started the tree business, compared to other states where you need permitting to take down trees, you might need to be licensed. In Ohio, you did not, but they were very, very lenient. So that's one of the benefits to living here.
And what would you say is the best way to building up? It seems like you've had a couple of different companies. So what would you say is the best way to building up a company at a young age?
Building up a company at a young age. Giving it your all, spending is, it's not just a 12-hour day. It could be an 18-hour day, and it's gonna be, missing hanging out with your friends, missing going to parties, missing events, but that's part of the grind of
Yeah.
getting to the next level.
Mhm.
If you could press a button that would change your profession, like on the spot, no strings attached, which profession would you choose?
Um, hmm. Probably being a basketball player.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably being a
That
basketball
would, I would be that also, you know.
player.
Actually,
We know that your cousin is DeMonte Sabonis, so
Yeah.
competition.
Yep. Hopefully I could
Better
do
at
it.
basketball, you or him.
It's a close one. A close one. I
Okay.
think I might have him.
on a good day, you on a good day.
Yeah.
Who's a better shooter though?
Um, he might have me there, but I think I could dunk a little bit better than him.
Definitely. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then another fun question like that. If you were stranded in New York with $50 and access to the internet, what would be your best ways to building back up and to essentially surviving?
Hmm.
Yeah, like even just getting shelter.
Um, and you said you have access to the internet?
The access to the internet and
And
$50.
$50.
Um, I would probably hit up, go on Marketplace, put out ads. Um, anything that I knew how to do, I would put an ad out for it and grind till I came back.
We've asked that a couple of times to a couple different people. Most of them have gone for like the physical approach, like washing cars or cleaning windows.
And some also just went for like how they would get shelter and
Yeah,
strips, like surviving.
I think that's
Exactly. Whatever it takes, whether it's painting, cleaning someone's garage out,
Right.
cutting grass, whatever it is, so you got to do it.
Mhm.
Right.
And were there any like hardships in the beginning of your business that ended up turning into something good?
Um, yeah, I mean, all businesses, I think that you have, you have big learning mistakes at the beginning. Um, a big one. I think more it'd be like for the tree company, for my tree business, with equipment. And, I was new to that type of stuff, and it's big dollar stuff. And, um, we had some things go wrong, equipment wise, that costs a pretty penny. So I think all businesses are different, but, there's definitely in all businesses, there's going to be some big mistakes.
Mhm.
So interesting. And did you have any like mentors like along the way to help you?
Um, Not really. Not really. I just, I love to work hard, grind. I love taking, nothing and building it into something big. So when I put my mind to it, there's no stopping. It's like I told you, it's, easy 18 hours a day for, a couple years till you get it going.
Mhm.
And the
Also,
tree business, the
I'm
tree
like,
business.
yeah,
Yep, go.
sorry, kind of like building off like the mentor question. What do you think's more important? Having like a mentor, like a teacher with like all like the wisdom and stuff, or just like a partner who's like on that same level as you, just like working right up with them.
I think a partner, uh, a partner who's been through it, um, I think could be a lot more valuable. So you don't have big mistakes at the beginning that could, jeopardize your business. and they can help you get to a greater point faster.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and you seem like a relatively young guy to have multiple businesses.
Yeah.
So what's the secret? Like, what's the secret to that?
Um, a lot of time, a lot of effort, nonstop. Um, when I started the tree biz, when I started Crazy Bins, it was, me and my cousin started it. And we were grinding from 5 a.m. till 10 o'clock at night,
Mhm.
whatever we had to do to get it going, build it, find the place, find the suppliers, and just build out everything. It was a grind. And then going into the tree business, it was the same thing. You wake up at 5 a.m. The guys are there by 6:30,
Mhm.
and you're going till 6:30, 7, 8 o'clock till it's dark at night every night. And eventually it just, over time, everything starts to work out if you just keep grinding.
The hard
Right.
work.
Yep.
You said that you woke up at like 5 a.m. stuff. Were there any like routines or like stuff like that that help you like get to where you are?
Um, Certainly waking up and getting out of bed and starting your day. I never slept in. I always was up early. Not a big TV, not a big TV guy at all.
Mm.
Um, my mind was always working, thinking of the next idea. What can I do? What's this guy doing that's crushing it that I think I can do better than him? And putting, when I did the tree business, that was the exact thing. My buddy was in the tree business, and I saw, how much money he was making. I was like, wow, I know I could do it better than him. I know what he's doing, and I know I could do it better, so I'm gonna do it. So I, put the money together. It's a lot of talking to people who are in the business, talking to the equipment guys, putting the right people in place to help you, because you don't know anything at that point. So you got to learn a lot of things.
Right.
So you have to put the right people in place to help you get to that point. And it's just a lot of market research and time, and eventually you get there.
What made your tree business better than like the other competitions?
Um, so I realized that the tree companies were ran by tree guys and not by business guys.
Right.
So a lot of guys that knew how to cut trees, but they didn't know how to run a business. They didn't know how to, they didn't answer the phones. That was a big thing. The customer service was horrendous. So that was one of our main things. We always answer the phone on right away. So I always had at least two people in the office answering the phones. I would never miss a call. If we missed a call, we'd call them back right away. Um, so that was another thing, not missing estimates, always getting to the estimates, getting to the estimates on time. If you're not on time, being in communication with the customer. So always being on top of your game, um, and hiring good employees and teaching them how to act, how to be around customers. It's not just cutting the tree. We would go up to the customer's door. They would introduce themselves. We would do a walkthrough with the customer before the job started, do the job, and then do a walkthrough after the job was done to make sure the customer was happy every single time. And that's how, if you see, we have, I think, 850 reviews on Google. I don't think the next company in Ohio has more than 250.
Work with
So
people smarter than you.
huh?
Work with people smarter than you.
You got it. You got it. It's not, I was never the smartest guy, but you just, what, you have to know how to put the right people in place, and that's how you build a dream team.
Mm.
Mhm.
It's not even just like having people smarter than you. It's like being able to listen to them and like take advice.
Absolutely.
You can't think that you're like the smartest there because there's always something to learn from like everyone else.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
And did networking help your business a lot? And if so, what do you think are the best ways to networking in 2024?
Yeah, networking helped my business a lot. I would say, um, running a good business that people want to do business with you, that want to, have a relationship with you. Um, that was my biggest thing when I would work with other tree companies. Sometimes they would hire us to do work for them that they couldn't accomplish, with their equipment. So we would come in and help them. Um, so it's always, we would do the same, whether it was our job or their job, it always got done the same exact way because we want the customer to be happy, whether it was with them or with us. So we would always make sure. So I think that was a good way of just building, always, being consistent.
Right.
And
The last thing you want is like someone on the internet like bad mouthing your company for like bad like customer service and stuff like that.
you got it. And it's one of the easiest ways to ruin a company, and it's one of the easiest ways to build a company.
I had a card business a while back, and I was doing it with my brother. There was a guy. We messed up. I can't remember what the order was, but we messed up an order. And this guy, it was on Whatnot, which is like a card selling business. He totally like this guy's a scam, like, and we didn't know what to do. We were like, oh my god, like we recovered from it eventually, but it really messed us up big time, and it was hard.
Yeah, I mean, the number one thing I would say there is try to reach out to that customer. Try to fix that issue, whatever it takes to fix that issue, whether it's losing money, whether it's getting him what he wants, whatever it is, you need to fix that because, like you said, it took a while and it could have cut, believe me, that's happened to me a bunch in the tree business where we mess up. I've lost thousands of dollars on jobs from, my guys messing up or even equipment failing and messing up someone's driveway or something like that. And, it sucks, but you got to eat it and it helps your business in the long run.
I would never go in a business like the card business again. It was the amount of like fraud and like you did like I remember there was another time where this guy was like, okay, you Venmo me and like you'll get the card. So I was like, okay, it's like weird. You never Venmo first before getting it, whatever. So I Venmoed the guy and he never sent me the cards. I lost like 120. It was
Granted, you were younger, so you probably like a lot more gullible than you are
yeah,
now.
it was stupid of me, whatever. But
Doesn't happen
that's a
again.
business I wouldn't go. I mean, some people are really good. Like there are guys making millions off of
Oh
it.
yeah. Yeah,
But that's something that it was
Yeah,
not
but
enough.
you learn from your mistakes. I wouldn't even say like with the card
exactly.
business because you'll over time you'll see like mistakes you made and they won't happen again.
Mhm. There are these like 19-year-old guys probably making over a million, over 5 million a year from this stuff.
Yeah.
They're the big deals.
Not just baseball. Well, it's every cards, right? It's all
Yeah, it's like
cards.
Pokemon, all that stuff. That stuff. It's a good business if you're good at it. But I mean, I wasn't. I was okay at it. I tried a bunch of different things, and I want to get into drop shipping more. What are your thoughts on drop shipping?
Drop shipping, like drop shipping merchandise.
Yeah,
It all depends. What you're gonna be. I mean, it all depends. What are you thinking?
I mean, I don't know. I want to get in the business a little bit more, but it's like the amount of time that goes into stuff. I mean, it's like hard work, but that it's like very very hit or miss. Like
Is that like Amazon you're talking?
no, like yeah, like Amazon. I'd say like you drop ship. Like I'm saying, drop shipping more of like or like you find an item that's like small off of like AliExpress or something, buy it in bulk, and then if you think you could see it doing good, then you'd sell it on like eBay or stuff like that. You just buy a bunch of it and then sell it, but you don't have it physically. If someone buys it, you just ship it to them.
So the thing with me in those businesses are that I've always been a guy that like to use my hands and like get dirty and like so I've never been into those type of businesses. It's just I feel like going into trade businesses is where the money is going to be at because there's going to be, all this online stuff. It's going to start to be, I feel like AI is going to jump in some way. Um, but they can never jump into these trade businesses. And with good customer service, because it's so bad out there, um, I think that's the way to go right now.
Right. kind of like the reselling stuff. What are your thoughts on like I know a kid in LA who and he's in high school right now and he like resells e-bikes and he's making like hundreds like of thousands of dollars a year. He's in high school by just by like reselling e-bikes.
Oh, I know. Yeah, but he's devoted all of his time.
Exactly.
He like he'll buy a bunch of e-bikes in bulk that are like the lower class, like the lower quality e-bikes, and then he'll resell them
For like jacked
for
up prices.
jacked up prices, so they look like they're high quality and stuff. It's a little bit like fraudy and
Yeah,
scammy,
so
but he's making bank. Yeah.
So, let me ask you, but can't you just Google what the brand is that he's selling? Like, don't
Right.
people just Google the brand that he's selling and see, oh, wait, what aren't these?
but the thing is you think people are smarter than that, but he's making a lot of money off it, so
Yes,
clearly
not.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Also, he's in high school, so he's like selling these to high school students.
Right.
So they're also not as smart as you'd hope they'd be.
definitely.
AI is definitely though taking over
Yeah.
a bunch of like even medical stuff. It's taking over.
Oh yeah.
There's that video going around in like 2020 of like the like the surgery machine, like cutting open the grape, like even stuff like that, like AI, not even AI, just like technology so advanced nowadays that like there was a surgery done, no humans involved.
Yep.
Also, yeah, a bunch of kids nowadays like they try to start up these businesses and they go wrong and they invest all this money in it. So like, what do you think's the best way to keeping a business running, like keeping a successful business running? And yeah,
Um, I mean, you got to know your numbers. You got to know your books. That's
yeah,
very important. That was the main reason we were able to sell the tree business is because our books were so perfect.
Mhm.
Uh, you have to have perfect books. Um, and you have to know your numbers perfectly. You have to know how much you're making. You gotta know how much you're selling. You gotta make sure no one's stealing. Um, yeah, it's just know your numbers.
mhm. Like for this podcast, I DM'd like I went and DM'd a bunch of like celebrities, like as many as I could, hoping like maybe one big name would DM me back. It didn't happen,
Well, here
whatever.
you are.
Um, but and like I think that like something very important to this is networking. I think networking, like I meet guys through the podcast. Like someone will give me a number, I'll meet that guy, and then that guy will give me a different number. And I think a really good quote is the more hands you shake, the more money you make.
That's it. That's it.
Mhm.
That's true because obviously not now because you guys are young, but in the future, you guys could be calling me in the future for something, or you could be calling any of these other guys that you've had on, in the future for, advice or, investment or, whatever the case is that other kids aren't going to have that network to call.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
yes, it's definitely very important. Uh,
Absolutely.
I also think that without connections to starting a business, who are you gonna sell it to? Who are you gonna get to bring you? If you're serious about it, who are you gonna get to bring you up, especially in like real estate and stuff like that? I mean, have you ever done anything in real estate?
Yeah, I've done a few stuff. Yeah, I've bought and flipped some houses in real estate. Nothing too crazy. I bought that building next to T-Bors.
Hmm.
And we've got some big plans for that,
Yeah.
hopefully, for the community. So
Hmm.
we're excited about that. But nothing too crazy.
What are some of like your hobbies or just like stuff that you do in your free time?
That keep you on track for like the
Yeah.
business.
Ooh, working out.
I see the weights in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see the weights in the background. I was like,
I
I
get the
know he's gonna say
games.
something like that.
Yeah, I got the weights in the back. Got
Yeah.
the big one.
The whole
Um,
setup's clean.
We go to the gym
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, going to the gym at least an hour a day minimum. Um, at least.
Mhm. Do you,
That's my big thing. That and working because I got kids, so they keep me pretty much That's my hobby.
You said you go to the gym. Do you like go to like a gym somewhere else or like right in your house?
No, I go here because I used to go to the gym, but time is money.
Right.
So by the time I go to the gym, drive there, and I would like to just walk outside, get my workout in, and get back to the work.
Right. Also, when you have a setup like that, why would you even leave?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And do you think like before like having like did having kids help your business in any way? Like
Or it's like
keeping
a
you
tactic,
yeah,
like not even for good. It could also be for bad. Hopefully not though.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's definitely good, because, that's who you work for. So, you're grinding, every time, you have a hard day and stuff's hard, and, you get to go home to, some smiling kids that help
yeah.
out.
Right.
Well, uh, Mr. Senders, thank you so much for
It's been a pleasure
being
having
on.
you on.
Yeah.
That-
Mhm.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, and for the watchers, if you guys have any questions for us to ask to the people we're interviewing, just type down in the comments below. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Thank you guys.
Have a great day.
Yep.